Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel, Latina Plants. My name is Jackie. Today, we're going to do my long-awaited plant collection tour. I hope you guys grab a drink, take some time to sit and relax, or maybe watch me as you're doing some planty chores. If you like videos like this, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click on that bell to get notified every time I upload a video. Now let's go ahead and check out the plants that I have on my window here. So first plant up is this Thai Pink Fusion lipstick plant. She is beautiful, very long. I got her from Lowe's and she's blooming like crazy this year. I love the succulent like leaves and she's very easy. She's similar to a Hoya in my care. That's my opinion. I have propagated from her many times to share. I think that she's due for another chop because she's getting so long. And I feel like the leaves just get smaller as she gets longer. But she's pretty bushy up top as well. And she's been maintaining that bushiness for me. So I'm really happy with that. She does like sitting here on my south facing window where she gets lots of sun. And I fertilize her. Sometimes I use African violet fertilizer or a blooming fertilizer. Most of the time I use a 20-20-20 Jack's fertilizer, or I sometimes use the hydroponic General Grow fertilizer. She doesn't seem to be picky at all with any of her fertilizers and has been blooming for me profusely. And she gets a little messy when she drops all her blooms, but she is beautiful, easy to care for. I definitely would recommend picking her up. Next up is my Hoya lacunosa. This one is the Royal Flush. She has tons of beautiful blooms right now. Most of these plants I watered yesterday, so they're nice and hydrated and a little heavy, but I wanted to give you a little close up of her bloom. It is beautiful, and in my opinion, she smells like roses. And this is what she's looking like. She's got new growth here. She's super bushy and long. And this was also a Lowe's pickup for me. And she came in this small basket and she has grown so lush and long for me. Next up is my beautiful Hoya Chelsea here. She does have some wonky leaves. I don't know if that is pest related or because she is above an air vent, but she has grown really long. You guys seen when I hauled this in this channel from, I believe it was Walmart. Nice huge basket from there. She has not bloomed for me yet, but I'm sure she will eventually. She's in a large Costa Farms pot. And I think I've had her for at least 2 years now. Next, I have this tropical cactus here. I believe that she is called Queen of the Night because she blooms at night. And she's kind of crazy growing wild up here and everything. But she's a super easy to propagate plant. She actually had one really long stem and I chopped her back. I didn't even callus her over. I put her right into the substrate. I did use some hormone rooting powder and put her right in the substrate and she took root. She definitely needs some water, but she grows like this and then she grows fatter and she gives you more growth. Here is where I propagated her and all of the pieces took root. No problem. But she is getting pretty big and unruly. She definitely needs a larger hanging basket, but she has not skipped a beat for me. I can't wait until she eventually blooms for me. If you have any tips on getting her to bloom, let me know down below in the comments. And have you tried this plant out before? She's kind of wild, but I like it. And I actually grew her from a small cutting from my husband's aunt. I won't say her name, but thank you so much. Next one is this Hoya lacunosa snow caps. That is what I bought her as. She does resemble the royal flush. The flowers look the same. They also smell identical. So I don't know if this is actually the snow caps or not, but this is what she's looking like. She's super full and long and bushy up top. She's been doing really well in my care. What I do notice is that some of these leaves are so more silver. Again, this was a Lowe's find for me. And let me show you one of her blooms. Next is this big beauty here. She is the Hoya Crimson Queen, and she has an open bloom. She looks beautiful. Her blooms also smell like chocolates. I think all of the Carnosa blooms smell that way. I'm not sure. She also has another bloom that will be opening soon. She has lots of long tendrils. I did have these trellised up, but I felt that they needed more light, so I decided to let her hang. And she's growing beautifully. I've also propagated from this one for my shop, and I have some available if you guys are interested. She has some really beautiful white leaves as well that she's been holding on to. They do eventually fall off, but for the most part, she keeps them pretty long. And I love her wide, waxy leaves. One of my favorites. The next one here is my Hoya Crimson Princess. She has the inner variegation. The queen has the outer variegation. The princess gets these pink stems, really beautiful. She has not bloomed for me yet. I did have a smaller crimson princess that I sold, and she bloomed for me. This big one has not yet. She has lots of long tendrils. She's super heavy, so I won't hold her for too long. I believe she was another Lowe's find. And if I'm not mistaken, this was my first Hoya in my collection. Actually, I bought her 2 times. The first one I killed. This is the second one. And that was because it was in the beginning of my plant journey. So I don't have any pictures of her, but sometimes she gives me some green leaves, but that's okay. I do chop her back to promote more of her variegated vines. And she's looking super lush and full all the way around. So that is my Hoya Crimson Princess. Next is my Hoya compacta, or known as Hindu rope. She's super long. This is why she's called a rope plant, because she grows really long like a rope. And I have propagated from her as well. She actually came in a larger Casa Farms pot, but I decided to put her in a smaller pot because she didn't have that many roots at the time when I repotted her out of the Casa Farms soil. And she's been doing great in this pot. She probably needs an upsize now. She has bloomed for me as well. I will probably put in some pictures here for you guys to show you what her blooms look like, similar to the one of the Crimson Queen that I just showed you. And she is my showstopper, you guys. Everybody stops and looks at this plant, asks what plant this is, and how long I've had her. I think I've had her for about 2 years, maybe 3, possibly even up to 4 years by now. And yeah, I've cut her up a lot to share, and she's starting to branch out. She's a beautiful, easy to care for Hoya compacta. And now looking at the plants that I have below all of my hanging baskets here in my south facing window. My beautiful bonsai here. I actually got this plant from a plant subscription box that I joined a while ago when I first started my planty collection. And she has been with me ever since. She's probably about 5 years old, and I have not even repotted her. I have cut her stems back completely whenever she gets like spider mites or anything like that. But for the most part, she continues to grow and she's looking so beautiful. And I just have her in some bonsai soil in this bonsai pot on top of this terracotta saucer, and she's doing great. She loves where she's at. She doesn't have a fit when I move her around. This is one of the easiest plants that I have in my collection. The next plant up is not looking too well. I did hibernize her. Hibernize? I let her go to sleep for the winter, and I didn't water her. I put her in a dark room, and then when spring arrived, I brought her back out into sunlight and gave her a watering, and she doesn't look very happy. And it's this Oxalis triangularis. This is the green version. She has like purple back leaves. She has some dead, crispy leaves there that I need to remove, but she is blooming for me. So she has to be somewhat happy. But she is getting these like crispy ends on her leaves. I don't know if that was because I had her in a different location where maybe she was getting too much light. I'm not sure, but she is nice and bushy. And I do love to see these butterfly like leaves open and close throughout the day. I think it's super cool. And she tells me when she's dry because she gets super droopy and won't open up like this. And yeah, she's super easy to care for. I think she may be in a desperate need of an up pot. Next plant was actually given to me as a rehab for my sister-in-law. And I said, okay, I'll try. I'm not really well versed with orchids, so I said I would give it a try. I like the challenges, so I took it on and she is doing great, you guys. I cannot believe this is the first orchid that I've been able to keep alive. And I've only had her for a little bit, maybe a couple months, but her leaves were super wrinkled and now they're nice and firm. She also has some new root growth in her substrate. She's given me a new leaf. And can you believe, you guys, she's also looking like she's going to bloom for me. I am super excited about that. And there is her new leaf. You can also see some of the new roots there growing. And she's just in orchid bark. And I hope that she blooms for me. I definitely will share it with you guys so that you can see in a future video. I don't even know what her bloom color is going to be, but I'm super excited to find out and see. Next plant up is this Hoya macrophylla. She's super huge. I'm going to give you a little close up of her. She's got some really big, beautiful leaves, especially this one here that is bigger than my hand. She has been loving the south-facing window. And she even has a little bit of sun stressing here, even though she is shaded. This is what the back of her looks like. She's super tangled on here, and I think that she needs a bigger trellis. I have her on this round circle trellis, and I just think she needs something more vertical to grow up because she keeps dropping some leaves. I keep knocking them off as well. And as you can see, she barely has any room. I've even propagated her to make some plants for the plant shop, and they're ready. I just need to post them for you guys. I've just been looking for some more new growth, and they're starting to grow this spring. So you will see them up there on PalmStreet very soon. And I picked her up from Canopy Plant Co. And if I started with her in I don't know if it was a 3-inch or a 4-inch pot, and she dropped a lot of leaves when I first got her. But once she got repotted into a soil that is more airy and she rooted in that pot really well, she has been doing really good ever since then. She is now in, I don't know if this is a 6-inch or a 7-inch pot, and she's been doing great for me. I don't think that I've ever had her bloom. If I have, I will share a picture, but I don't think that she's ever bloomed for me yet. Next plant is this oxalis. This is the purple one, and she gets these like lavender-like blooms. Hopefully you can see it there. It's kind of pale lavender-like, kind of pinky tone. And she did not come back that full, so I may need to repot her and give her new substrate. But she is looking good either way. Beautiful, beautiful leaves and blooms on this one. This is one that I don't talk about too much, but I love. And she came from my mother-in-law, as well as the green one came from my mother-in-law. This next plant is super heavy and big, so I won't be able to hold her for very long, and she might even need a little leaf dusting, but I wanted to show her to you guys. She is my Monstera Thai constellation. She is in this naked root pot of leca. I transferred her to leca from soil. She has some yellowing sad leaves down here from my underwatering, but for the most part, she's doing great. And I love her variegation. And I can't wait for her to give me a new leaf soon. She is looks like she's going to push out one soon. That is my Monstera Thai Constellation. Next plant up is this Schefflera umbrella tree. She's super big as well. I have her in this pot with feet. I got her from my mother-in-law as well. And I just can't get rid of this plant, you guys. I think she's super beautiful, easy to care for. And she was, like a heirloom plant, because she had so many roots throughout the years. She was actually super long and big. I chopped her back to keep her more short and bushy, and she has responded well from that. I also made some babies out of her and have them on my PalmStreet. Whew, this is turning out to be such a workout. And the last one in the window is my beautiful variegated Ficus benjamina. She is looking beautiful and lush. I can't wait till she grows up to be a nice big tree. I have her in terracotta and my super airy substrate. And she's in this old terracotta pot that my mother-in-law gave me. Actually, the Schefflera umbrella tree used to be in this one. And since she did so well in this pot, I figured this Benjamina would do really well. And she has. I love this plant, one of my top favorite plants that I have in my collection, and I could never get rid of this one. I just love her variegation, and she's been super easy. This one was a buy from, I think it was Home Depot in the Proven Winner line. So she doesn't barely ever drop any leaves unless I miss a watering. And I typically don't miss a watering because I water her once a week. And I'm comfortable doing that because she's in an airy substrate as well as she's in terracotta and in a very highlight location in my home, which is the south facing window. And so now we're going to move on to the shelves here. We're going to work our way from this corner over to that corner over there. First plant that I want to share with you guys is this Hoya species Affinity Burtonii. She is growing super long. I have her in one of these live trend pots sitting in there, but she's actually in a deli container, you guys, of Pawn. This has been the best way that I've been able to grow this plant. I think that maybe I didn't have a good healthy plant to begin with because she was one of these really huge baskets from Casa Farms, and I think it was just too much soil versus the amount of roots that she had. And so she started to decline really quick before I even repotted her. When I repotted her, I think it sent her into even more shock. I didn't even think about the fact that I was repotting her from a large substrate that retained so much moisture to a airy substrate that doesn't retain too much moisture, and she didn't have that many roots. Her roots were rotting out. And I continued to pot her into that large pot, which was a big mistake. I should have downsized her, and I didn't. And that's when I lost a lot of her. But this is what was left. I also made lots and lots of babies that I have available in my shop as well. But now she's super happy, has been growing really well for me. And yeah, she's super rooted. I don't have any problems with her. I think I might need to upsize her because she is drying out pretty quick in this pond. But this is my Hoya species Affinity Burtonii. I have not been able to bloom this plant in particular, but I have had smaller versions that I propagated from her that I have been able to bloom. If I have any pictures, I will put them up on the screen for you guys. But that is her. Next plant I want to share with you guys is this Hoya carnosa freckle splash. She's super freckly, you guys. I love this plant. I love carnosas, if I haven't told you. I just love the splashing on her leaves. Some of her leaves come out a little wonky, but for the most part, they're nice shape, carnosa shape. And they have, this one is like a half moon freckle. And some of them have a really good amount of freckles splashing. And I love her. And I picked her up from Lowe's, Home Depot in a Leaf Joy line 4-inch pot, I believe. And I also have some of her available in my shop as well. Next one here is this cute little Hoya. I believe she is the Hoya verticillata black margin or the Hoya black margin. I got her from Mona here on YouTube as a swap that we did together. She's growing beautifully. I think she definitely needs an upsize from this little cup that I have her in of Pawn so that she can grow big and beautiful for me and bloom. Next one is a little one that I almost killed. She is the Lacunosa Mint. She's not very minty looking, but she is the Lacunosa Mint. And I also got her from Mona. This was actually a nice full pot. And now I have like one plant in here. But that was when I first started with Pawn and I wasn't used to watering in a pond. And so I rotted out a lot of the cuttings, and this is what I was able to save. And so I think I am going to start chopping her back since she's starting to grow for me, just to make a nicer, bushier plant. Next one you guys have seen on my channel time and time again. One of my favorite Hoyas. This is the Hoya Rang Sang. And I got her from Canopy Plant Co. And she was doing great when I got her from Canopy Plant Co. She did get attacked by some thrips when I had a thrips outbreak about 2 years ago. And I'm so happy that I was able to save her. And she's growing great and beautiful. One of my favorite variegations on these leaves. And it's because it's not really just like silvery, it's more of a light green variegation on a darker green leaf. And I just love the texture of the leaves as well as the feel of them. You can tell when she's thirsty. Yeah, super easy to care for plant in my collection. And I have her in Pawn, and she's been doing great for me in Pawn. Next plant here that I have is this Hoya curtitii. She's super long. She's growing really long and beautiful. She has not bloomed for me yet. She's kind of bare on top, but she has all of this lush long hair. I think that I may need to propagate her and pot up in here, but she has not been super easy for me to propagate. I think that I had better luck with her in Pawn. I do have some plants that I propagated in Pawn that rooted up really well, but I decided to transfer them into soil to sell into my airy soil mix. And I know that she can do good in an airy soil mix because my mother plant is in an airy soil mix and has been doing really well. She's nicely rooted. She just does not need too much substrate. And yeah, she's been doing really good for me. I love the silvery patterns on her leaves. I do not sun stress her, but she does dry out really quick for me. And so I need to try and keep up on the watering with her. Next up is this Hoya curtitii Splash. She's not looking too good, you guys. I don't know if it was that I missed a watering or she didn't like being on top of that shelf in the kitchen, but a lot of her growth points started to dry out on me. She is giving me signs of like flat mites, which I hope that's not the issue, but I am going to give all of my personal plants a spray down with some sulfur just to make sure that they don't have any flat mites, because I was able to take care of the plants from my shop, but my personal plants, I haven't gotten a chance to spray them down just yet. But yeah, she is a beautiful plant, one of my favorites. Not looking so happy right now with all of the dry, crispy tips, but she is a fast grower and I propagated from her. And I have many, many to share with you guys on PalmStreet. And fun fact, I picked her up from a plant sale. I was a vendor selling plants for the first time, and I seen another vendor that had this, and I bought her. She was in a little 3-ounce cup cutting for $15, and she's been with me ever since. She has grown a lot, and I have propagated her a lot. I think she needs a new trellis and a new pot, and maybe a little treatment as well. Next up is another favorite of mine. I think all of my plants are my favorites. I'm probably going to say a favorite for all of my plants. But this one is the Hoya Hushkiliana. She's in this naked root planter and she has been loving it ever since I transferred her to this pot. She has no water in her reservoir right now, but she's looking really good. I can tell that the pond is still wet. And so she's not in dire need of any water just yet. I think I might be watering her tomorrow. But yeah, my Hushkiliana variegata. And I got her from Mona, a plant swap that we did together. Next up is this beautiful plant here. Another one of my favorites because she is so unique. And she is called the Hoya Mini Pixie. I have shared her numerous times, and I think I'm going to stop sharing her because I want to grow a fuller pot. I just have one vine here that I need to propagate and make this a little bushier. She has flowered for me as well, and it looks like she's getting ready to flower again. But look at these super cute leaves. They barely have any internodal spacing because I give her high light. If you give her less light, she will probably stretch out for you where you can have more node room to cut and propagate. But yeah, I'm super happy with this plant, and she was a freebie in a birthday order that Mona sent me, and she is beautiful. Next up is my Hoya Kamingiana. I have her on a trellis because if not, she's super wild like, and I don't mind having her on a trellis, but she does have really tiny leaves, and I'm not sure that she's happy in this substrate. I do want to change her out of this substrate soon because I just think that it got all compacted for some reason. This was when I was using the Fox Farm Ocean Forest or Happy Frog. And I love that soil, but I don't think that this mix was amended well enough for this plant. And that might be why she's not particularly thriving. But she looks beautiful nonetheless. I just have to do some plant maintenance with her. And I did pot up the plant that I got from Lowe's maybe 2 years ago. And the cutting that Mona sent me, once I had it rooted up, I did pot them up together into one pot because I didn't need more than one plant. Next up is my Hoya. My newest Hoya in my bunch is the Hoya New Guinea Ghost, I believe it's called. She's got new leaves, you guys. I think she was only a 1-leafer or maybe 3-leafer, and she has a new leaf and it's super silvery, and I'm so excited about it. She's in Fluval, and I have her in this 3D printed pot. This is not a reservoir or anything. It's just a catch pot to keep the algae away. And again, she's in Fluval. She's rooting up really, really well. I am probably going to be transferring her into her airy soil mix very soon, or pond. I'm not sure. What do you guys recommend? Will she do better in pond, or will she do better in an airy soil mix? Let me know down below in the comments. And I picked her up from PalmStreet. Next one up is another species affinity Bertonier, but she is the variegated version. She is called Sea Stone from Casa Farms. Look at how beautiful her leaves are when they come out variegated. She does fade to the green, which is fine with me, but I do love to see all of that beautiful peachy colors and variegation. when she starts to grow out. She has lots of peachy variegation here. Just such a beautiful Hoya. Definitely recommend it if you don't have one already. She's super easy to care for as well. I have not bloomed her just yet. Next up is my Hoya elliptica, you guys. This plant has come a very long way, and I am happy to say that I have sun stressed her and she looks beautiful. Beautiful. Although I do really love her green version as well. But look at this beautiful sun stressing. It's like a pinky peachy color. Hopefully the camera is picking all of that up, you guys. And if she doesn't get any sun stressing, she's nice and green like this. Or she's so peachy, yellow, pinky hue like that. She looks beautiful. I am in awe with this plant. She's doing really well in my chunky substrate that I like to use for all of my Hoyas. Very nicely rooted in a clear pot in this catch pot with my 3D printed trellis. She just looks so gorgeous. I really wish that the camera would pick up how pink her veining is. Just gorgeous. Definitely recommend this plant. She was not easy for me, but once I rooted her in fluval, she just took off once I transferred her into my airy soil mix. She did take a little bit of time to acclimate to my soil mix, but once she did, she took off, you guys. And I'm so happy. Next is a plant. Oh, that Hoya elliptica I picked up from Canopy Plant Co. The next plant is my Hoya parviflora, again from Canopy Plant Co. She's looking beautiful. She does have one stem that looks like it's on the struggle bus. I'm just going to cut that stem off because it's been on the struggle bus for a long time and the rest of her is doing great. And I don't want to up pot her or tug on it and damage anything in there, but love these long, slender, and they're like nice and thick leaves. And her splashing kind of reminds me of the Hoya Rangsang, but in a smaller version. Love these like slender, daggery leaves that she has, and they are super dark, super dark. And they're nice and succulent when she's well watered. I have her in this tiny pot, but she doesn't seem to be one that roots a lot. So I don't think that she needs a huge pot. And so I'm going to just wait until she's like busting at the seams in this pot before I repot her because I don't want to send her into any shock. And she's doing well in here. My Hoya parviflora. And it says splash, but I think all parvifloras are splashy, if I'm not mistaken. Super cute. Love her. Next up is this Hoya croniana super silver. Has not been super easy for me. I think I'm better with Hoyas. Well, some of my Hoyas I think are better in my airy chunky mix than they are in pond. This is one that, I don't know, I feel like I'm struggling with her. She does seem okay, but her leaves look wrinkly sometimes, and she doesn't seem to be growing that much. This is what I have. She is in this pot. I may have upsized her too big when I potted her into this pond. I thought she was ready because she was busting at the seams, but maybe the pot was too big. I'm trying to give her time and be patient. And yeah, to see if she ends up flourishing for me and growing more. Only time will tell. Or maybe I'll cut her back, propagate, and add to the pot to make her more full. But that is my Croniana Super Splash. I also got her on a swap that me and Mona did, a plant swap. And she's in this beautiful, it's like a marbly 3D printed pot. And I think she looks gorgeous. Next up is a plant that I received for my birthday about 2 years ago. Look at how beautiful she is. You guys have seen her in my videos. This is the Hoya Pachiclata. She has not bloomed for me just yet, but she has grown lots. I'm going to adjust this clip. Oh, I'm going to break that leaf. I'm always breaking leaves, so let's not adjust her clip just yet. But look at how beautiful her leaves are. She gets a little bit sun stressy on the edges here. Hopefully I can show you. Little sun stressy on the edges when she's closer to the light. I love her thick succulent leaves. And she has some like lighter veination kind of look to her leaves. And she's like a soft suede matte feel to her leaves. Super beautiful plant. Definitely recommend her if you don't have her in your collection. She has not bloomed for me yet, but I think I potted her in a pot that's kind of big. But I did that with the intention that she wouldn't need an up pot anytime soon. And I have her in pawn, and so far she's doing great. My Hoya Pachiclata. Next plant up is this Discidia. I forget what her name is, but I don't know if I put it on here. Did I put a label on you? I did not. Okay, so she's in pawn. She's this beautiful Discidia here. They bloom kind of small little blooms. I have not gotten her to bloom just yet, but she's getting super long and bushy for me. And I'm really excited about that. I really love the way she cascades. Beautiful plant to have as a hanging basket as well. Her leaves are nice and succulent, and she's variegated. Sometimes she'll give you some white leaves, all white leaves. Love her. This is a Discidia that I have in my collection. I have shared some of her as well. I don't know. I think I shared it with Rachel from Lots of Pots. Rachel, let me know how yours is doing. I hope it's doing well. Super easy to propagate plant. I propagated her in fluval. Once she had some roots, I did go ahead and put her into some pawn, and she has taken off ever since I put her in pawn. Next plant is this Hoya verticillata heart leaf splash. Super beautiful leaves. Love her. The more light you give her, the splashier she'll get. I believe I picked her up from Home Depot. One of my favorite leaves that she has is right here. It's like a perfect heart shape. I love her. She has been chopped back drastically so many times because, you guys, she is a very fast grower. I have shared her. I give freebies away. If I have a picture of how sun stressed her splashing gets, I will insert it for you guys. But her silver splashing turns this beautiful pink color. Here's another favorite leaf of mine. Look at all that splashing. She is just so beautiful, very easy to care for. This would be a Hoya that I definitely would recommend that you can propagate right into the soil mix or right into pond, whatever substrate, because she has nice thick stems and she's definitely a fast, easy rooter as well. And if by any way, shape, or form I say the wrong names of these plants, I'm going to put the names on the screen for you guys. So I will correct myself on the screen. Next plant is my Hoya obovata. This was a purchase from Canopy Plant Co. And she is supposed to be the splash. She's not super splashy, but she does have some beautiful splashing here and there. Some of her leaves want to be like the carry eye and be hearts. Some of them are like wonky, like these here. I don't know what that's all about. Some people say it's a nutrient thing. Some people say it's a watering thing. But I can tell you that she dries out really fast for me. I think maybe I am just not watering her soon enough. But I rather err on the dry side than the wet side. And she is in a 5-inch clear nursery pot of my airy substrate. Again, I just watered all these plants, so they're nice and watered, but she's super rooted in here. She doesn't seem to be root bound. I think that I just need to water her more often, and maybe she'll give me these nice, perfect, paddly, round leaves rather than wonky leaves. I don't know. I've thought of restarting her completely, but that's a whole task in itself. But yeah, that's my Hoya obovata splash. That is one shelf. And now we're going over to the center shelves here, you guys. First plant on the very top, and she's not even attached to this cocoa core pole. I do have to Velcro her down. I just use it as support, and she does fine climbing up the cocoa core pole. She has nice, huge leaves, and it's the Monstera adansonii, and she's doing great for me. She had a major chop back all the way down to the soil, and if she didn't come back, I was just going to toss her. But since she started growing so much, I said, well, I guess you want to stay here, don't you? And so I kept her, and she's doing great. I just have to attach her and maybe give her another cocoa core pole soon. And she's in the ceramic pot with this glass saucer. The next plant is another Dischidia and or Dischidia. Anyways, I got this also in the plant swap with Mona. Beautiful Dischidia. I think she's called Million Hearts. Yeah, this Dischidia rucifolia variegata. Beautiful plant. Definitely recommend. Fast rooter, easy to care for, just like a Hoya. I find that the Scidias are a little bit more picky on watering too much water than Hoyas are. But once you get the hang of them and once their roots are settled in their substrate, they take off and they just grow great. She has tons of new growth going on and they branch out on their own. It looks like I'm going to chop her up, propagate, and make this little pot a little fuller this summer slash spring. She is beautiful in this cute little minty pot that my husband 3D printed for me. And again, I have her in pawn. This Scidia Million Hearts Variegata. Beautiful. Next plant here, she's super small, is the Lacanosa Asami Clone 1. And she is giving me some really white leaves. I don't know what that's all about. She's in pawn, and I'm just waiting for her to grow longer and bigger. I do have another Lacanosa Asami that has been growing a lot faster. I don't know if this is clone 1 or 2, but that's what she was sent to me as clone 1. And these white leaves actually do end up dropping off. She has like two stems, one that's giving me green leaves and another one that's giving me all white leaves. And so I'm just letting her do her thing. And hopefully she will grow more of the green leaves. Next up is my beautiful African violet. I have showcased her so much on my channel. You guys are probably sick and tired of hearing about her if you're not into African violets, but I love them. So you're going to see them. Look at how beautiful. You cannot say that is not a beautiful plant. It's like a blue purple with the yellow corollas, I think they're called. The centers, just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And her leaves are just as beautiful. They're like these bluey tones. And then the red backs, the maroon backs. She is so beautiful, so large. I just can't stop shaking her. And she's been doing really well in this little yogurt cup. And she definitely needs an up pot because the roots are into the reservoir on the wicking cord that I gave her. And yeah, I do need to do a little bit of maintenance on her, repot her, and get rid of some of these older leaves. But she is doing great, great in my care, you guys, on this 3D printed pot. Beautiful. Next plants I want to share that are from my mother-in-law are these beautiful lithops, you guys. I'm going to try and tilt it here. They're even growing some babies for me. I'm super excited about that. There are some that look super dry and dehydrated. I'm trying not to drop the rocks. But yeah, I just bottom water her every once in a while. But I have like 3 in here that don't look very good at all. And the rest seem to be doing well. So we will see who survives and who doesn't. I can't baby them all. I know this pot is probably way too large for them, but I had like 20 of them in here, if not more, when I first potted them all in here. And these are, did I say what these are called? They're called lithops. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I found this rare African violet at Lowe's by my mom's house, and she was gorgeous. If I find a picture, I will post it up here to show you what that plant was looking like. And I killed her. She was my first African violet, and I was so shocked that I found such a rare African violet. I did not know her ID. Now I know that Optimera sends out the African violets to the Lowe's and Home Depot and stuff like that. And all you have to do is go on their website when you pick one up and you can get the ID for the plant. Had I known that before, I would know the ID of this plant, but I don't currently. So she's a no ID, but she's variegated and beautiful and worth every cent, you guys. I have a ton of them that I made from all the leaves that the mother plant had because I was so scared of losing her. She was going downhill very, very fast, and I just knew I was going to lose her. So I took a ton of leaf propagations, and those leaves gave me multiple babies. And so without any more chit chat, I'm going to show you this beautiful African violet. Look at her, you guys. Look at her. She's just as beautiful as the mother was, if not even more beautiful, because she has more green on her leaves. And the mother plant, the leaves started to go like completely white. And I say white, but it looks pink because of the dark back leaves. She is beautiful. So her edges are variegated and she has some marbling like variegation on her leaves. But look at that beautiful pink bloom with the yellow centers. And the camera's probably not doing her any justice, but her blooms are like glittery, you guys. Glittery. So beautiful. Her leaves are growing really large, and I have her in an African violet mix with a wick. And this like little pot is that I created. It's a yogurt cup that I created for my African violets. It's about, I want to say 3.5 inches. Might be too big for my African violet, but when I repot her, maybe I'll size her down. But for now, she seems to be loving it. And she's in this beautiful 3D printed pot, another marble pot. And yeah, she's beautiful. One of my favorites for sure, you guys. And I don't know what you're waiting for. Head on over to PalmStreet and get you one of those variegated African violets with the pink blooms. Next, we have the Hoya Rebecca. You guys, look at this. Oh my gosh. Mona sent this over to me. I think it was on a plant swap or just a little lovely gift that she sends me every now and then. I was drooling over her Hoya Rebecca that she shows all the time, and she said, I'll send you one. And so she sent me this pot, and she's doing great. I definitely need to up pot her so that she can grow more for me and maybe give her a nice little trellis. So there's a running theme here. A lot of my plants need uppotting, they need trellises, they need maintenance, as everybody's plants during this time in the spring and summertime when they are growing like crazy. So, yeah. Hoya Rebecca. She is a beautiful one. Next up is my sad, sad Asian violet. I have many babies of her in my plant shop as well. She definitely needs an up pot. She needs an up pot, you guys. She's in this little 3-ounce cup with some wick, and she's very rooted, but she needs a bigger pot. Look at her. She looks so sad. I need to give her a bigger pot. Her leaves are stretching out, and her center is really tight from, I guess, needing a larger pot. She blooms beautiful blooms. I will show you a picture of her with blooms. They're super cute and purpley. And this is the pattern on her leaves. Love, love, love the pattern on her leaves. Also, another favorite of mine that has been a little neglected. The next plant is this Hoya croniana black. And how fitting in this bright, it's not as bright as it looks like on camera, it's more pastel-y pink pot, 3D printed. She is in pawn. She's growing a lot, but I keep knocking off her leaves. Her leaves keep falling off. I don't know what the heck is going on. She might get another, not another, yeah, another spray down with some sulfur because I don't know what's going on with her. Her leaves are kind of like crazy looking too, but she is a beautiful plant. I can't wait until she gets her act together and grows more lush and beautiful and stops dropping all her leaves. Like, why? Okay, Microniana Black. This one also came from Mona Plant Therapy. Next up is this Hoya here in this cute, cute little cup that says, or mug that says, yes, I really do need all these plants. If you were wondering, yes, I really do need all these plants. It's this Hoya, is this the Sabah? I think this is the Hoya Sabah. And I got this one from Rachel from Lots of Pots when we did our little planty trade. She sent me a cutting. Rachel, she's doing great. I know that Home Depot got the Hoya Sabah, but since I was sent this cutting, I didn't feel like I needed to buy another one because she's doing so great. And she's in a little 2-inch pot, clear pot of pond in this mug, and she is happy and growing. And I might give her one of my 3D printed trellises soon so that she can grow some more leaves for me. Look at how beautiful, and look at the sun stressing on these leaves. And she's not even that close to the light, you guys. Her leaves are a lot thinner than most Hoyas that you feel. And yeah, she feels nice, happy, healthy. I can't wait to make her grow taller and more leaves. Next plant is my Sansevieria fernwood or Dracaena fernwood. I don't know what they're calling these anymore, but she is my fernwood, Sansevieria fernwood. And she's in this Lennox pot that I thrifted. Don't have a tag on there, but she's in a Lennox pot. Super beautiful design with the ruffled edges. And I didn't have a clear pot that would fit in here. So I potted her up directly in here. And I just give her a light drink once a week. And she's no fuss. If I overwater, I just like put my hand over and tilt it over, but she's been super happy in here. She has this one pup that she's had forever, and it grows really slow no matter what light I give it or how much water I give it, which is nice to have. I like some of my plants to be slow growing so they don't overtake my space. Yeah, she doesn't seem to fuss about where I put her or anything like that. She does continue to grow out her little pup, and I love the structural look of her. And that's why she was one of my plants that I decided to keep when I did my plant purge. I just think she's so beautiful. And This pot compliments her. Next up is another Hoya, you guys, from nobody else but Mona. And she is the Hoya Croniana Super Silver. And is she silvery or what, you guys? Look at all of that silver on her leaves. She looks great. I need to propagate her, make the pot a little bigger. Very happy with her. I gave her a nice little chubby pot, 3D printed marble. Super beautiful. She is also in pawn. I have not gotten her to bloom yet, but she's doing great. All her leaves are nice and firm. Croniana Super Splash. Next plant is my Hoya Asami. I don't know if it was some kind of fertilizer that I've used on my Hoyas or not, or if they have flat mites in my personal plant collection, but this one's also giving me some like weird nubby growth. Maybe I missed a watering. Maybe it's the type of fertilizer. I'm not sure, but she is beautiful. I just need to give her a spray down. So you guys know what I'm going to be doing next. She is nicely rooted. Again, this is the Hoya Lacunosa Asami in this beautiful minty green pot. Next up, you guys, is this beautiful plant in this cute little mug that I picked up from Target's Dollar Spot. Super cute mug. She's in a like 2-inch pot of pond. And she is the Hoya Viola. I believe Nina from Nina Succulentas and Plants and Plantas. I hope I didn't butcher your channel name, Nina. But yeah, she told me it was the Hoya Viola. She ID'd it for me. Thank you so much, Nina. Yeah, beautiful plant. I got this plant from Rachel. Lots of pots, plant trade. And look, Rachel, she's growing beautifully, has so many new leaves. Super excited. I'm going to definitely trellis her up very soon because I think she's asking for one. I could also let her trail, but I think she would look really cute trellised up. We'll see. Next plant up is my Hoya Pubic Calyx Splash. One of my favorite Hoyas as well. I have propagated from her a ton. I do have some of her on my shop, but even the backs of her leaves get splashy. I love her. She's super beautiful. She has gotten some really large leaves. I have some that have such large leaves on my plant shop. Definitely need to update the pictures there. But this is my Hoya Pubic Calyx Splash. Beautiful. She is in a airy, chunky mix. Super rooted. Definitely needs an up pot this season. My Hoya Pubic Calyx Splash, you guys. Next up is a plant that I don't hear too much of here on YouTube, but she is one of my favorite, and it's my Hoya Fungii. She's got these beautiful leaves. And they're a little splashy. They're not super thick, but they have some thickness to them. I have not gotten her to bloom for me just yet, but she's got so much new growth going on at the top there. She's on a heart metal trellis, and let me tell you, she's wrapped around here like 5 or 6 times. She's a fast grower as well. I've also propagated and shared from this one. Definitely need to cut her back soon. Maybe when she's done growing those new leaves. Beautiful, beautiful plant. Hoya Fungii. Next plant is my regular Hoya Carnosa. She looks beautiful. She's just your regular green version. She gets a little bit of splashing here and there on her leaves. Easy to care for, fast grower. And one of the ones that bloom for me the fastest, I feel like, is just the regular Hoya Carnosa. Her leaves are a little dusty, so she definitely needs a little rinse over. but she's growing really fast and beautiful for me. This is just the green Hoya carnosa. Next up in my collection is my Hoya Yapping. This is just the green version. She's super lush. I started this plant from a 4-inch pot from Canopy Plant Co. And she's in this pot that has drainage holes, and I just bottom water her. Every once in a while, I will top water her, but for the most part, she gets bottom watered. She's got beautiful, nice, succulent leaves. She's got tendrils growing everywhere. And I just love the long leaves, and she gets the like little black margins when she gets a little sun stressed. If you give her too much light, she will turn like a yellow green, but I don't give her that much light because I prefer her darker green colors. Yeah, my Hoya Yapping. Next plant up is this one here, is my Pearls and Joy. Pearls and Joy. Pothos and Joy. Pothos and Joy. She's looking beautiful and lush. She's in the same type of pot as my Yapping with drainage. It's a plastic pot. Chunky mix, soilless mix. And yeah, this plant came from a bunch of cuttings, super long vines that Mona generously sent to me. And I cut them up to 1-leaf nodes and created this beautiful lush pot after I rooted her up. And look, Mona, she's doing so beautiful, starting to trail nicely. And I love this one over the Pearls and Jade because she has less spotting on the white. But I have noticed that she's a lot slower growing than the Pearls and Jade, but she is doing well. Okay, you guys, and now we're going to move on over to this last shelf here. This is my Hoya Carnosa Compacta Variegata. Really cute. I picked this up at one of my botanical garden plant tours. She looks beautiful. She's a slower grower for me. I have been spraying her periodically to make sure that she doesn't have any flat mites, because she does have some symptoms of flat mites. But she is giving me a new growth, and she's doing well. And she's in this beautiful 3D printed pot. This plant here is my inner variegated Hoya Yapping. I believe that's what she's called. She's looking beautiful. Love the new growth that comes in rosy pinky red. Growing very long for me so far. New growth here on the end. I don't know if I want to trellis her up or let her just trail. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Should I trellis her or let her trail? I think she is gorgeous. One of my favorites. She was suffering from a little bit of root rot, but now she is doing well. I also have this cute little Hoya heart. I got this from my sister. She was gifted it not too long ago from somebody else, and she just knows that I love plants and thought that I would like this. And I said, yes, thank you. And I thought that I would keep it and see if I would get a plant out of it. It's been like this, one heart, you guys, for no lie, 3, maybe 4 years now. But I'm going to keep her because she reminds me of my sister. She's not dying back or anything. And she is beautiful. And who doesn't like a heart-shaped leaf? Next up here is my Hoya Croniana. Another plant that I picked up from Canopy Plant Co. This one is a little bit finicky. And I don't know if it's mites or not. She also is giving me lots of nubby growth. So yeah, we are going to be doing some pest management for my plants here. We're also going to be doing some repots and things like that. So if you're into those kinds of videos, stay tuned because I'm going to have plenty of them coming. And that's just the Hoya croniana. Here I have my variegated string of hearts. And this started from two little 2-inch pots. And she's super long. I have chopped her up multiple times and I've shared her. And she's kind of bald on top. So I definitely need to propagate her and maybe make a fuller pot. The variegated string of hearts. Next is my Hoya calliciphylla. This is the cutting that I kept. And she is in fluval, rooting up very nicely. Definitely in need of an up pot soon. I have her in this 3D printed pot. And she gave me this long, beautiful tendril. So I definitely should pot her up in her own substrate. And that is the Hoya calliciphylla. Next up is this cute little Dischidia. I have two little pots of fluval. I am trying to grow her. She's starting to grow. And so I think she's getting nicely rooted. The other pot is here. I probably overstuffed this pot, but she seems to be growing as well. And I'm going to pot these up together in pawn because the other one did so well in pawn that I'm going to do the same for this one. Next up is my beautiful Hoya Rosita, you guys. She is in pawn. She's doing great. Super happy in this pot of pawn. And this pot is in a clear pot of pawn, and the bottom pot is a catch pot. And she's doing great in pawn. Growing really nice, lush, and beautiful. I am in love with her. Hoya Rosita. Next up is my Hoya Hushkiliana, also from Mona Plant Therapy. She's looking great. Love the green version as well as the variegated versions. And she's also in pawn. Next up is my Hoya Fitchii that I picked up from Home Depot. She is doing great, you guys. Love the leaves. You can sunstress her if you want. I like the green version of her, but I think that once she continues to grow upwards, she will be closer to the light and probably have a little bit of sunstressing. But she's in a small pot and her roots are starting to come out the bottom. So maybe I should up pot her. But she doesn't seem to need it just yet. This is my Hoya Fitchii. Looking beautiful. I love the trellis and pot combination with her. So beautiful. Next plant is my Hoya Mathilde. She was on a trellis before, and I don't know, I decided that I wanted to see what she looked like trailing. So I let her trail, and I also cut back some of her vines and propagated from her. You guys have seen me do that in this channel. And I decided to let her trail. I think she looks beautiful, but she is kind of wild. She is kind of wild, I'm not going to lie. And I might end up trellising her back up. But I do love to see her beautiful small leaves cascading. Again, Hoya Mathilde Splash. Mine is not super splashy, but I like the little bit of splash that she has. I don't mind. Super cute plant. One of my top favorites. Next plant is this Hoya Australis Lisa. She is gorgeous, you guys. She's definitely in need of an up pot. But look at the rosy new leaves on the top. They're so cute. I also picked her up from Canopy Plant Co. Love her variegated leaves. One of my favorites. She has not bloomed for me yet. Let me know down below in the comments if you have an Australis Lisa. Has she bloomed for you yet? This one has not for me. This is a plant that I was given to as a rescue from my aunt. She is a tropical cacti or orchid cactus or something like that. And she's curly. I took these two pieces here and I propagated them, and she's given me this long stem here and two more new growth points here. And she has one little growth point coming in there. And so she's doing great. And I thought it was a perfect pot to put her in, a little face planter. And I can't wait to grow her larger. And I think they bloom as well. So I can't wait till they bloom. And I will probably propagate from her since she has such a long vine here. I don't know, leaf, vine, not sure what you call these. Cut it and propagate it into the soil and make her more bushy up top. Next plant is this Hoya huskilliana, the elbow variegated. Looking really cute, beautiful, lush. She's growing really well. Love these cute little variegated leaves. Next plant I have here is my Hoya gracilis. She is growing really nicely. Also picked her up from Canopy Plant Co. Look at that dark leaf there. Super beautiful. She can sun stress a little, but I really like her dark green leaves. Do you guys like sun stress leaves, or do you like natural green leaves? Let me know down below in the comments. Now this plant is super sad, but I'm going to show you the good and the bad. This is my string of hearts, what's left of her. She was looking kind of scraggly, so I did a big chop. A lot of her is starting to come back, but all of her strands are actually in a jar in the kitchen, or a vase of water in the kitchen. And once she's rooted up, I will start a whole new pot of her. But yeah, my variegated string of hearts, not variegated. This is the green one. Just the green one, not looking too hot. This plant is also a little sad looking, and she's only in the struggle bus because I brought her out for somebody who wanted to take a look at her. And I didn't think about the fact that lipstick plants are super sensitive to any cold drafts. And I thought that she wasn't out there long enough to drop leaves, but let me tell you, she dropped all her leaves one day after the other, until she was just a pot of sticks. And luckily, I was able to be patient and bring her back. And so she's coming back, you guys. So this is why I say I love lipstick plants. They are so resilient, you guys. And if you give them the right amount of lighting, fertilizer, the right kind of potting mix, they are very resilient and will come back for you. This is one of the leaves that got damaged, as you can see here, but she didn't drop it. She actually kept it. There are a few leaves here that still have damage, and I will eventually snip them off, as well as some vines that are bare and things like that. But I wanted to let her just recover, and she is, and she's looking beautiful. And this is why I love this plant. The leaves are gorgeous. And like I said, they're super easy and resilient plants. You just have to give them a little bit of time and patience, and they will reward you guys with blooms and beautiful leaves and just super lush, beautiful growth. Again, this is the Black Pagoda lipstick plant. And last but not least, you guys, I think she would probably be the number one Hoya in my plant collection, and it's my Hoya Sunrise. She's super jam-packed. She needs a bigger pot. She is in this catch pot that I just hauled for Mother's Day from Better Homes and Gardens at Walmart. And look at the roots. Look at the roots. Yeah. She needs an up pot. She's super full and packed in this small pot. It's a 5-inch pot. And she has a trellis, but I love this plant. She's been super resilient and fast growing for me. She does also have some beautiful sun stressing on her leaves. I try not to sun stress my plants, but when they do, I think it looks gorgeous. Just a little bit of sun kiss. So those are all the plants in my living room. I will now go to the kitchen to share with you the plants that I have there. And that will wrap up this video. Hopefully this is not too long for you guys. Make sure you have a drink because I definitely need a drink after all this talking. So now we're in the kitchen. Let me give you a little overview of this shelf, and then we'll get into the plants that are on here. So we're going to start over here with these beauties. This one here, I'm not even going to move her because this leaf, well, she is kind of parted off. Maybe I will move her. So I can give you guys a closer look. I'm going to be very, very careful with her. This is my Anthurium Dock Block Michelle that I hauled here with you guys from Home Depot. This is her latest leaf. It's humongous. Let me see if I can put it next to my head. Oh my God. She's got so many leaves. There's her leaf. It's huge. It's bigger than my head. Not that I have a big head or anything. Maybe I do. This one was the first leaf, I believe, that she gave me. Could have been this one up here. Then she gave me this one. Then this one. She's given me many inflows. I have tried pollinating with no success. Not sure what I'm doing wrong, but she is doing great. Of course, she has some crispy edges and things like that, but she's doing really well. I do want to give her a bigger pot because she is leaning, and look at all that stem that's pretty much exposed. That needs to go into some soil and cover up those roots. She definitely needs to be potted up deeper, and she's just drying out way too fast for me. So that is my Anthurium Dock Block Michelle. Next Anthurium is my Anthurium Magnificum. This is her newest leaf. I did chop off a bunch of her leaves and she has a lot of stem exposed. So this is another one that needs an up pot, and she does have some yellowing along the edges, but for the most part, she looks pretty good. And those are due to me not watering her enough and letting her dry out too much. And she's in this naked root pot, which she seems to be loving. That is my Anthurium Magnificum. Next plant is my Anthurium Queen of Hearts. Is it Queen of Hearts? I think it's Queen of Hearts. If I'm mistaken, I will put it up on the screen for you guys. This is the new leaf. She is in pawn with a water reservoir at the bottom. And I did cut off her older leaf because it was dying off. So it was like yellow and ugly, and we don't want to attract any pests. So I cut it off. On another day, I will show you the baby that came from her that I potted into soil is actually doing better than she is in pawn. And remember, I told you guys that I wanted to keep some of the alocasias. So some of the corms that I got from the alocasia mother plants that I had that I sold off, I decided to keep some for myself. This is one of them. This is I know it says dragon scale on there. I was wrong when I put the corm in because I had so many corms that I was potting up that I wrote dragon scale, but this is the Miclitiana influval. And so I'm looking forward to growing her up into a big and beautiful plant like her mother was. That is when I decided to keep. The next one here is the alocasia. I believe it was the Polly. Super cute baby. Going to be keeping her. This one here is an alocasia ninja that had like blister variegation that was sent from me to me from Rachel from Lots of Pots. So she still has a little bit of blister variegation. She looks beautiful. I can't wait to grow her up even bigger. Down here, another alocasia from Rachel is my alocasia dragon's breath. She has not given me a new leaf since this one. So I think she definitely is in dire need of an up pot. So I will be up potting this one soon. The other plant that I decided to keep a baby for myself is, of course, my alocasia black velvet. If you've watched my videos, you know my mother plant was huge and beautiful. She was sold to a friend of mine, which I was happy that I was able to sell it to a friend of mine so I can like ask for a picture of how she's doing and stuff like that. And it's the alocasia black velvet. This is a baby. She has a new leaf coming in. She's in pluval and she desperately needs a pot. The next one I decided to keep is a dragon scale. Beautiful leaf there. Beautiful, beautiful leaf. She also has a new leaf coming, super rooted. I typically wait until they have at least 2 leaves before I pot them up in the substrates that I want to pot them up in. And this one here is an Alocasia Maharani. This one has 3 leaves, 2 cute little baby leaves, and 1 larger leaf. Definitely had to keep her. She is gorgeous and one of a kind. You guys, if you've been watching me, also know that I had a beautiful, lush silver dragon. So had to keep one of them as well. Here is the baby. She will need to be up potted very, very soon. And here is my other Alocasia Ninja that I got from Rachel from Lots of Pots. Here is the Alocasia cuprea that I got from Lowe's. It was supposed to be variegated, and I don't know how the heck I tore this leaf, but it has been torn. This one actually popped out for me and is giving me a new leaf there. How satisfying is it to pull off these dry sheaths? But yeah, she's going to give me a new leaf there. Beautiful. You also know, if you've been watching my channel from for a while now, that I had a huge Alocasia Regal Shield. I sold that mama plant, but I got so many corms of her. You guys, I have so many plants of her that I can't give them away fast enough. And I decided to keep one for myself because I really do love her dark, beautiful leaves. And that is the Alocasia Regal Shield with those neon veins. She is just a gorgeous, gorgeous plant. And so I decided just to start one from a baby. This leaf looks like it got a little stuck and damaged, but she has 3 leaves right now. She even has corms already, you guys. This is such a fast corm producing plant that you'll have this plant forever. Also, you guys know, if you've been watching me for a while, that I hauled the Alocasia Bambino from Lowe's. She is doing great, holding on to tons of leaves, and she's even given me a new one there. Super excited to continue to grow her. I think I may have overwatered her the last time I watered, but yeah, because her leaves started looking kind of crazy. But yeah, she seems to be okay and bouncing back from me overwatering her a little bit too much. This alocasia has been the most difficult alocasia I believe that I've had in my collection. This is the Alocasia sinuata. I don't know if it's the genetics of this particular plant, but she has an issue rooting, not so much rooting, but growing for me. She is in fluval, and I see corms. I see some roots in there as well. So I'm going to probably transfer her to soil really soon, and hopefully, fingers crossed, she takes well to my soil list mix and grows really fast and bushy for me. And this is the second Alocasia cuprea that I have. This one came from Rachel from Lots of Pots. She has a new leaf coming in there. She did drop a leaf, but I think she's doing a one leaf in, one leaf out thing because she needs a new pot. Look at how tiny she's in. Like, that's ridiculous, Jackie. Put her in a bigger pot. And last but not least is my Alocasia Golden Bones. You guys, oh, look at the veining. She is so beautiful. She's got the dark backs here. She's kind of that waxy leaf. She is kind of a thin leaf, and I think that's why I tore that leaf there. But she's given me a new leaf. Super beautiful alocasia. This is the Alocasia Golden Bones, and she's doing great, you guys. She has rooted up very, very nicely for me. See all those nice, juicy, white roots. It has been a super fast grower for me as well. So now moving on over to this side of the shelf. This anthurium came from Rachel from Lots of Pots. I forget what her name is. I don't have a tag on her, but I'll put it on the screen for you guys. Look, Rachel, how beautiful she is growing. She is sizing up beautifully. I just love her leaves. And look at the veining. It's so sparkly. Love this alocasia, not alocasia, anthurium. Speaking of alocasias, this is another alocasia that Rachel from Lots of Pots gave me. She's got some blister variegation. She's the Alocasia Ninja, growing beautifully. Can't wait until she gets nice and big for me. Next up, I have my chocolate anthurium that's given me a new bloom as well as a new leaf. She's doing really well. And yeah, I'm really happy with her. Super beautiful anthurium. And she's in pawn. Next anthurium is this anthurium here. She is the crystallinum that I picked up from Canopy Plant Co. I don't know, are your crystallinums like this leggy? Or do I not have her close enough to the light? I don't know that I like how leggy she is. I have also chopped off a lot of her leaves because they were just looking not cute. But she's given me a new leaf here that I am trying not to touch because she is so gorgeous. Look at that beautiful, beautiful leaf. That is why people love anthuriums. They're just gorgeous. But yeah, she's got two leaves down here and that new one. And it looks like she's pushing out another one right behind her. So she definitely needs an up pot. Next anthurium is your regular green anthurium, the red one, the red flower one. Super beautiful. She's given me I don't know if that's a new leaf or flower coming in there. Yeah, she has tons of little spikes going up. And so I'm excited for her to continue to grow and get bushier. Next plant is my Anthuriums luxurians radicans, I believe. When I bought her, she just said straight radicans, but I guess she's a luxurians radicans. And she has a pup that has sprouted on the side of her stem. So I will probably be dividing her soon to share. So let me know down below in the comments if you're interested in this plant. This is her newest leaf, kind of like that ormy green color. Love it. It's beautiful. She's got some red veining in the back. Love how her leaves kind of remind me of the Monstera Peru. And she's an easy care plant. I don't really know what this is all about, probably because I underwatered her, because she's a prolific grower, you guys, and she's super thirsty all the time. But she is growing beautifully. I am very proud of this plant. Next plant is not looking so good because she's got two leaves that look like they are going to drop. And it's my begonia lana. This is the one that I decided to keep in my collection. Hopefully she does well. Her top growth is looking good. So I think she just needs some time to acclimate. Again, this is my begonia lana. But even when the leaves are dying off, look at how beautiful this plant looks. Just gorgeous. And the back of her leaves are nice and red. Beautiful, beautiful begonia. Next one up, you guys also seen me propagate here with you guys, and it's the begonia lucerna. She's a little droopy because she is dry. I need to water her. She is a very, very thirsty begonia. I might end up changing or doing a different mix for my begonias because they tend to dry out a lot faster than most of my plants. And so they need a substrate that's a lot more moisture retaining but airy at the same time. Again, my begonia lucerna. And last but not least, you guys, the last plant in my plant collection is this beautiful begonia looking glass. This plant came from a propagation of a plant that my best friend had, and she gave me a cutting of her plant, and I made several plants out of it. And this is the one that I decided to have in my collection. Her leaves have gone so big. These are the bottom leaves that she has. She is a beautiful, beautiful iridescent begonia. And the back of her leaves look like this. So I'm going to end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this 2025 houseplant tour with me. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like this video. Also subscribe if you're not a subscriber to my channel yet. And click on that bell to get notified every time I upload a video. You don't want to miss the next up and coming videos, some fun shop with me's and things that are coming up really soon. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll check you guys out on my next one. Bye.